couple trades I made on New Year's Eve. One was on NVCN. You can see it gapped up. Gapped up big, opened at about 8. NVCN, you can dig through the filings. This is one where, I didn't really need to go through the filings because if you've traded a bit, you know this is a known piece of shit ticker. And then you can just, check this thing out. Reverse split, reverse split, reverse split. Just, piece of shit, piece of shit, piece of shit. That's what the daily screams. Anytime it gaps up, push it a little bit, but then failed at the end of the day. Gaps up, fails. Gaps up, fails. So it's no surprise when it gaps up, what is it going to do? Fail. So we can take a look at the intraday action. Since this is a day one gap up, even though it's a piece of shit, I tend to be really cautious on the front side in the morning on these day one gap ups because they can be really volatile and squeezy and just kind of just tough to trade a bit, right? I'd rather go after the easy money once the chart's already broken, once the sellers are officially in control, the supply outweighs the demand, and then I'm just looking for a pop to get in, right? Once it's clear that this thing is, it's going down, right? No one gives a shit about it anymore. Nobody wants to buy it. All the sellers are in control. And then we can see I avoided the front side of the move. I do not trade pre-market. I just don't see much edge in trading pre-market as of right now. That's one of my rules. Saves me a lot of headache. Yeah, look at this. If you want to, remember, if you're shorting the front side, you need front side covers. So you're not looking for a long hold, right? You get in, you get out. You get in, you get out. So I got in right here. We can see the chart just already just ate shit intraday. Piece of shit name. Sellers are in control. This thing is just, this move is up on air. This isn't a bunch of buyers who are like, yeah, let's buy this stock. This is shorts covering, causing a little squeeze when stops are taken out right here, right here. So this move is up on air. This isn't authentic. This isn't natural buying, right? This is just shorts covering and then some triggers being squeezed. And then when you have a move like this, everyone in pre-market is bagged. Everyone at the open is bagged. From 870 to 615. So whenever there's pops like this, all the longs that got screwed are going to sell into this pop, right? And then we have the VWAP there as well. So once it stuffs that VWAP, this is where I want to get in. Backside of the move, all the buyers are just trying to sell just to make, just to take less of a loss than they already have. So pops up right here. I got my entries on Trader View. So it pops up. This is where it stuffs at VWAP. I go ahead. I get a starter. I did add a little too soon. Mind you, these are 3-minute candles. So at that VWAP stuff, I got a starter. I added when it started to break down. I didn't think it was going to reclaim 7, so that's why I added like a little bit below 7. But I should have been a little bit more patient and waited for, a little bit of a pop. You can see it starts to break down, I have my profit targets at the chart support, just keeping it simple. 660, 640, covered. And you can see I missed this, extra buck to the downside. Given the fact this name always gives back its money and it's a piece of shit and it just sellers are in control, I could have left a little bit on, right? But at the same time, I was afraid shorts were going to start covering and then maybe push it back up 20 to 30 cents. And I was at my profit target, so I decided to cover because remember these are 3-minute candles, so it was kind of just sitting here for like 40 minutes. And I just got tired of looking at it, so I took it off. Hindsight, I could have left a little on for a potential move and just put my stop tight. So that was my NVCN trade. That was a good short. And I also traded FCEL. Good trade today on that first red day, red to green. But I traded it this day. So it's pretty overextended on the daily chart. This was New Year's Eve. I was kind of looking for a backside since it was so overextended. I think I got in, 250 was the most important level of the day, and then when it broke 250, I got in right here, but VWAP held, and I was kind of second guessing about getting in just because, this thing has traded massive amounts of volume, and it has a bunch of like clean support levels every 10 cents. Not a lot of range on the day. It also had, right here it had 240s, 230s as support, as well as VWAP as support. And on the longer time frame, it is still uptrending. But I did put size on, just like a small position once 250 broke, and then when it reclaimed, I just covered it. Um, a little bit of FOMO, probably shouldn't have, even traded it at all, given the fact it is still technically on trending up, right, on longer time frame. I got it like right here. It's one where it's not a great setup, so I shouldn't have just wasted my ammo on this setup. If you wait for the next day, this is a previous day close. What happens? 250 breaks, pops back, comes back down. 250 is the most important level. On top of that, that's where it closed yesterday, so that's red green. And once it breaks down again and rejects right here, 247 to 187 in a few minutes. Unfortunately, I didn't hit that trade. I was just thinking the same thing. The stock has a cult-like following. There's a lot of support levels. I wasn't really sure if it was just going to grind around all day like it did yesterday, but I didn't get this. But those were my two trades on New Year's Eve.